Hello, my name is Daniel Gonzalez, and I'm going to explain 10 logical fallacies. I'm going to start off with the strawman argument, and the definition for this one is this occurs when someone is misrepresenting the position of their opponent, and this is done by replacing their position with a different position, and then attacking that different position, which is attacking the strawman. An example that I chose was if a parent tells the child they can't see their friends tonight, and the child responds, "Why do you hate me?" but the child is just over exaggerating. The next fallacy is begging the question, a circular argument, which is begging the question occurs when someone restates or reaffirms the premise as the conclusion without any further explanation or information or anything. An example I chose for this one was that wool sweaters are superior to nylon jackets as fall attire, because wool sweaters have the higher wool content. Third one is the ad hominem argument, and that is when someone uses an ad hominem fallacy when they're attacking the person and not their argument, which is like, who is going to vote for a person looking like this is a fallacy because appearances has nothing to do with one's leadership abilities. Just targeting the person and not the whole argument or what the whole like voting wise is for. My fourth one is false. This one's kind of hard to pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce this one, to be honest. The definition for this one is it's an informal fallacy, and this occurs when the arguer is presenting only two possible options or outcomes to a position, when in reality there are more options. In my example for this one that I chose would be that the mom tells the child, "Do you want to sleep now or in 5 minutes?" And the false dilemma is that there are more options now than or in 5 minutes, such as going to bed in 10 minutes. But most kids pick up on this tactic used by parents when they're still in toddlerhood. My next fallacy that I chose is hasty generalization. This one is another informal fallacy, making a claim about something without sufficient or unbiased evidence for the claim. If the evidence did support the claim, then it would just be a generalization. An example that I chose was that when John says, "You're a musician, so therefore you must not have stage fright." Next one I chose, slippery slope fallacy. This is a conclusion based on the premise that if A happens, then eventually, through a series of small steps through B, C, E, F, G, so on, going to the end like X, Y, Z, will happen too. Basically, equating that A and Z. So if we don't want Z to occur, A must not be allowed to occur either. So you must stop at some point in the beginning for the end not to happen. An example is that I chose was if we ban hammers because they are bad for the environment, eventually the government will ban all cars. So we should not ban hammers. Next fallacy I chose was red herring. This is a diversionary tactic that avoids the key issues, often by avoiding opposing arguments rather than addressing them. My example that I chose was the level of mercury in seafood may be unsafe, but what will fishers do to support their families? Next fallacy is bandwagoning. This is an appeal that presents what most people or a group of people think in order to persuade one to think the same way. Getting on the bandwagon is such as an instance of an populum appeal. My example that I chose was if you were a true American, you would support the rights of people to choose whatever vehicle they want, instead of just choosing what one person, just following somebody, just doing your own thing. Appeal to tradition, my next fallacy. This is an assumption that an idea is correct because people believed it for a long time. It's a logical fallacy because in reality, what people believed in the past has no impact or on whether their view is true. And the example I chose was that in our family, we've always been smokers. Therefore, I must smoke too, which you don't really have to do if you fall if you think it's true following what your family did, or what you think is right. Non sequitur, my next fallacy. An argument that isn't a natural follow up of a previous argument is a non sequitur. This usually happens when a person begins an argument on a certain topic and then concludes with an opinion that isn't directly connected to the initial argument. My example for this one is that someone may argue that because you're a good person, this means that they're also a good person. No, because you're a good. Yeah, no, I said that. I thought I said that wrong. Even though there's no logical connection between those claims. And my work cited. That's about it. Thank you for watching my presentation.